If you selected the cause and effect essay, you are in the right folder. Let's go over the step-by-step instructions together. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is actually find the battle that we want to write about. Now, I use this link, but gosh, you can find a list of wars and battles in any number of places. This is just convenient because it contains the list in alphabetical order and years and that kind of ways, so you can find the battle that you are interested in, or the short war. Remember, we need to have something that's manageable, so we can't have World War II. We can have a battle within World War II, or we can have the shortest war in history. Whatever we want to come up with, but make sure it's a narrowed, manageable topic. Let's go see what the list looks like. Now remember, the only thing we're using this Wikipedia source for is just to find the war or battle that we like best. So there's Viking, American Revolutionary War. We'll be able to find battles within those big wars. All kinds of ways to find the battle or the short war that you are interested in. Whatever interests you interests me. Pick a battle or pick a very short war. I went ahead and clicked World War II as just an example of finding a shorter battle within that war. So here are different battles that I could see that might interest me. And I can click around till I find something. The Battle of Dunkirk, of course, is very famous. There are other battles that might interest me. So let's just, for the fun, let's just go with the Battle of Dunkirk. Now remember, I only use Wikipedia to locate the topic. Wikipedia is not a credible source because it can be changed. But what I'm going to do is immediately go to Google and search for this particular battle. Okay, so I typed that in, and let's see what all comes up. All sorts of things. Let's go on past Wikipedia. And History.com is a good source. Britannica is my favorite resource. This one is going to tell us what we need to know, and we might be able to find some interesting facts in that. That's UK. There's some videos that I might want to watch, some YouTube tutorials, some interesting ideas that I can get from that. Yes, you can use YouTube tutorials if they are vetted. In other words, if they're legitimate, then you can use those. So I can learn about it this way. And of course, we can't only use videos. We have to use a little video, a little written material, a few news sources. Here's time and different things. So there you go. I'm going to look for some of these resources. I'm going to get on past Wikipedia because I can't use it anyway. There's no point. So let's just go to this one. And I'm going to demonstrate what we do once we open any document. Okay, so here I have from History.com, which is a wonderful source, the Battle of Dunkirk. First thing I do before I do anything else is I go up here and I copy this. And now I'm going to go over to EasyBib. Once I sign into my free account that I've set up at EasyBib, I will see my citation lists, and I'm going to create a list for this project. And now I've created that list. It shows up here. And when I click on this, that means that all of the citations that I find will go into the correct folder. Otherwise, heaven only knows where they'd go in this long list. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to get ready to add that citation that I just found. I'm going to create the citation. This was a website from History.com. And I'm going to paste that URL that we just found. And we're going to search. EasyBib found the citation, and we're going to click through to the next step in citing this particular article. Now, it filled in everything from the website except the contributors. I'm coming back over here to the article, and I see that it's written by editors. So let's go back over to EasyBib and just add that in, since there's not the name of a person. And we've added it right there. Now we simply complete the citation, and there it is, all pretty in the list. It wants me to review something because there's not an actual writer. We're just going to ignore that because we've given all the information that we have available. And there's the citation. I'm going to complete this for all of the citations as I go through my research process. At the end of the entire project, I'll have a long list of citations, at which point I will click Export All and click Word Document, always, always, always. The works cited will show up here. The perfect citation will show up here. I enable editing so I can make sure that all of this looks correct. And that is how I will do my citation list. Let's go back to the instructions, the step-by-step instructions. I found my topic. I will go over to the assignments folder and I will click the lock assignment. That'll take me to the discussion board, and I'll lock down this topic in the weeks 5 and 6 folder. And that way I can let other students know what I'm working on. Nobody else can have my topic except for me. And I'm ready to come back and get moving on step 2. Everything's taken care of with my topic. It's all locked. It's all set to go. Okay, now step 2, I've got to complete the proposal. And I'm going to go ahead and pop this into a fresh Word document so that I know what I'm working on. And I'm going to look for an image of the battle. Remember, no words, no logos of any kind. You will have a title that will say it's the Battle of Dunkirk, and then there will be an image of the battle taking place, no logos, no words. And I'll fill in the rest of this template. Now I'm going to have to conduct my research to find the factual sources that explain the actual battle. This part of the essay I'm going to explain in my own words. Now I can use a few quoted sources. If I do that, I need to make sure that I cite those so that it's not plagiarism. Now the 3 causes, I'm going to locate those and cite those, make sure that I know where they came from so that I don't get lost. What were the effects of this battle? What sources disagree? What source disagrees with your analysis? Now, okay, so let's pause there for a second. Lots of people will say, the Battle of Dunkirk happened because. The war of something happened because. But there will always be somebody on the other side saying, no, I don't think that's what caused the war. I think the war was caused by something different. Now, you may agree or disagree with that person, but you need to put that opposition into your essay and acknowledge that those folks exist. Who are those folks? Those are the folks who say that the battle was found and created by some other reason aside from what you think it should be. That means, that's right, you have to dig a little deeper in research. Who disagrees with these ideas? Then you're going to work on the effects of the battle, and having done that, you're going to find out a reference that says, no, I don't think that was the effect. I think there was actually a different effect. And you will reference the sources that you find for this section, which will be 1 paragraph. Now we come at your philosophical take on the war, the thing that interested you in the first place that you mentioned in the introductory paragraph. Why does this war resonate with you? Did you have relatives that were involved in this? Does it just strike you as something that was significant in some way? And why do you think the battle or the war started? What do you think the effects are? You've looked at these ideas that you've listed here in the paragraphs above. You've talked about what a different resource says that disagrees with that. Now I want to know what you think. Based on your research, based on everything you've done, as far as finding out information, what do you think? And that's that section. Then you're all completed after you do the work cited, just as I've showed you. You can back this up and look again at that work cited. You'll pop that in there, check out the proposal, make sure everything's there, submit it as one long PDF, and your proposal is completed. Super fun. Now it's time to move on and to the outline for the essay. And here is the template for the outline. You can also find that below this in the folder that's called Templates. You'll be able to open this, copy it, paste it into a fresh Word document, and get started on the outline, filling in these blanks. The thesis statement. You can refer to the pages on how to write a thesis statement to come up with the thesis statement for your essay. Or I can Zoom with you and help you come up with the essay thesis statement after you have conducted the research. I can't help you on the thesis statement until you have conducted the research and discussed and found your 3 causes and your 3 effects. Then we can work on your thesis statement. Or you can refer to the tutorials in the course on thesis statement writing. Remember, the thesis statement is not the first sentence of the introduction. The thesis statement comes in the middle of the introductory paragraph. Then fill in the blanks for the rest of this, and using your research, step 4, now you get to select images. Now you know what, y'all, sometimes I'll research and I'll think, oh, I'm so tired of researching all this, and I'll take a minute and I'll go find images to add to my folder. Let's go look at some images together. I've come over to Pixabay, my favorite place on the planet, to look for some free images. Remember, I want to scroll past these iStock images because those cost money. Let's look down here at the free Pixabay images. Now, if I was looking at something that's just like a symbol, see if there's anything in here that I can use. And I'm just going to download any that I think I might be able to use and add them to my folder. Oh man, that's quite an image, isn't it? I uploaded any of those free images that I think I might be able to use in the essay, and now I've come over to Google to do a Google search of images that I might like here. If I use one of these, remember, I need to go ahead and cite the image. How do I do that? It's very simple. I just click on the image. That image brings over here with some information below. The image was posted here in IndieWire. I go to IndieWire and I simply copy and paste that URL, just like we always do, and add it to EasyBib. It's that simple to document an image. Remember, if you find an image that's free on Pixabay, you won't need any documentation, as those are all free for use. Back to the step-by-step instructions. In my folder on my computer, I have included lots of images. I always have more images than I need, because that's one of the ways that I just make the research process interesting for myself, because I take a break whenever I've been researching a lot and I'm just like, oh, I don't want to read one more article, and I go ahead and find those images. I'm going to need 1 title image. I'm going to need 2 images for the cause and 2 images for the effects, making a total of 5 images. You can have more than 5 images, but you need to have at least 5. Then I'm going to decide where those images go. Is that an image that's cause number 2? Is the image that I selected an effect of the problem? And then I'm going to go on down and complete the rest of the essay. And I'm going to proofread, and I'm going to save 1 PDF. Remember, only 1 document that includes name, course date, centered title, the image, no logos, no words, the essay itself, the work cited, and at the bottom is the outline. All right, save it as a PDF and submit it. It's exciting.